Okay, everybody, the hype is real. I am so excited to talk about Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Again, this was not leaked, but there was some trademarking going on around 6 months ago. Yes, I know 6 months, always 6 months around here. But yeah, 6 months ago, I made a video talking about that trademark and how it was about a console game, not a mobile game. Because a lot of people are thinking that, oh, we're just going to get its Soul Resonance or it's going to be another mobile game, whatever, right? Summer Games Fest happened. I think obviously like a lot of stuff happened and there was no announcement. So I honestly, part of me just forgot about it, and I can't believe it's been that long since since that trademark video happened. But here we are, and today I just want to go over everything that we kind of know about the game so far, right? The game just got announced, but there's actually some details that I didn't cover in my reaction because I was pressed for time. But yeah, here we go. And I figured I want to separate it anyway. So first off, we have the page right here. First off, this may be like one of the sickest like illustrations. Obviously, I think Kubo drew this. Please, this is one of the few times where I don't like. I usually kind of like some more stuff going on in the background or whatever. This, if you have this as the box art, I am sold. This shit is fire. This is so cool looking, bro. You kind of have what looks like the obviously half hollow, half regular. This is probably alluding to the Vasta lore / more hollowified form with the like longer nails. I don't think that's how some people say like Ukiyo or something. I don't think that's the case. Obviously, it's just Ichigo, but half demon or half hollow, half regular. But yeah, so let's get into it. Fire. Love the logo too. It's pretty cool. So yeah. So first off, release date coming soon. Announcements usually happen like a year plus, so I'm expecting we get this game like next spring, right? So we'll get Sparking Zero to hold us over and everything. So now the children can eat with Sparking Zero, and then the real men can play. Nah, I'm joking. I cannot wait for Sparking Zero. But yeah, so it looks like this game. I'm assuming this game is probably gonna come like next spring. Obviously, we have the trailer. So this is being developed by Tamsoft Corporation. To be honest, I'm not familiar with the developer right off the bat. However, when I Google them, and this is their wiki, sorry for the flashbang. Yeah, so a lot of their stuff is Senran Kagura. Yeah. So if you know about Senran Kagura, you know about it's pretty much like waifu. Again, I'm not a huge I'm not into those games, so I haven't really given those games any chances, so I don't really know the lore. But from what I see as an outsider, they kind of look like waifu Muso or Dynasty Warrior type games, and I think there's some fighting games and stuff like that. So a lot of Senran Kagura, right? They did a lot of that. They also did Captain Tsubasa, which is I saw some gameplay of it. Obviously, it's a soccer based thing, which they has obviously soccer gameplay mechanics and stuff like that. I think I heard that they didn't make Melty Blood, but I think they helped with making Melty Blood, and if I remember correctly, I think that's a good thing, right? Because again, not familiar with these types of games. But yeah, so they are responsible for a lot of these games right here. So if you see any in the comment section down below, let me know if it gives you a vote of confidence or worry. But from off the glance, I don't know. I guess all we know for sure is that at least like Yoruichi and Haribel are like in good hands, I guess, for lack of a better word. So yeah, that's Tamsoft. Again, not really familiar, but the game looks gorgeous, as you can see here from some screenshots from the trailer, and this shot right here, which specifically we'll get into the actual look of the game in a second here, because we also got some stuff from the actual post-trailer interview with the producers and stuff at Anime Expo. So then we have a little another thing, big thing. It's a fighting game, so it's going to be 1v1, I believe, at the moment. It supports up to 2 players locally, so yay! I know people love their local multiplayers, myself included. We fought for it so much that Sparking Zero literally added a local multiplayer, like after the game was basically gonna be online only. So obviously this game is gonna have local and online, 1 to 2. Unleash your sword. Awaken the blade within you and reverse your fate in Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Engage in thrilling battles with powerful sword abilities and characters from the legendary anime franchise. Choose your favorite character and unleash their unique sword abilities. Take advantage of each character's unique abilities and command the flow of battle to find an opening that spells defeat for your enemies. In Bleach Rebirth Soul, a single strike can spell defeat for you or your opponent. The more desperate the situation, the more powerful you become. Overturn the tide of battle and unlock new forms and new blades to bring victory from the edge of defeat. Okay, so this part is really interesting. Usually, for the most part, it would just say like, yeah, it's a 1v1 or a 2v2 or whatever, right? They don't really go too deep into like the descriptions of these fighting games, but the way this is being, to me, I feel like part of me is thinking in a different way that this might mean something like akin to like a brand new like mechanic. Part of me is thinking like more traditional fighting game style stuff, which is, I feel like this is just a fancier long way around to just say, yeah, the more you fight, the desperate your situation, the more like stuff you can do with like specials and whatever, which is very much like a normal fighting game. And most fighting games like Street Fighter and whatever, you get meter and you can do your critical arts and all that stuff with the more combos you do and the more damage you take. So as the time goes on, for just a recent example, Akuma in Street Fighter 6, he can do I believe the Shungoku Satsu. He can only do that when he's at 20% HP. So he's near death, and that move itself does like 50% HP, right? So I'm kind of thinking along those lines is what they mean by this. And I also think what they mean is also like transformations, like going into Bankai or putting on the Hollow Mask or whatever, right? So I think this is going to be interesting as the time develops and we see actual gameplay. Because again, this can mean a lot of different things, right? For a lot of different characters. Also, I'm very curious to know what if there's going to be different character types. Because if like a character like Orihime is playable, I know she has that one, I think it's called Tsubaki. Trust me, I love my Bleach. I know my shit. I think it's called Tsubaki, the one that actually does like the attacks from Santa and Keshin or whatever. But she's really mostly like I guess to in layman's terms, I guess a healer. So I wonder if how she's gonna play. But I mean, I'm excited to see. So in the actual reveal, which we got here, you can see a lot of stuff. Obviously, the beginning of Bleach and like the style. So I'm going to talk about something from the actual interview that they did after the game was revealed at Anime Expo in that stream. So the people at Studio Pierrot, the producers and the producers of this game, both talked about the art style and how they wanted it to replicate what's going on with the 1000-Year Blood War anime, which you can basically tell immediately with the way Ichigo's hair kind of looks, in my opinion, because Ichigo's hair in the older style was a bit more like pure orange. Let me pause right here to see if I can just pick up a picture real quick. Okay, so yeah, like you can see here, Ichigo's hair, especially back then too, was kind of more orangey, right? Like more flat and whatever. But the way the new anime looks, I don't know if this is I think this is official, maybe. But in general, this is kind of like the new style. Like I could just do 1000-Year Blood War. Yeah, see the way Ichigo's hair and like kind of like the highlights and stuff looks very different compared to the way it looks, you know, in the older version of the anime. So you can tell immediately that that's what they're going with Ichigo's hair and overall art style for the game. So I know some people like the earlier style of Bleach, like in terms of art style, but yeah, we're getting basically a modern look of Bleach, essentially. Again, we get glimpses of gameplay and characters here. I'm just gonna go a little playback speed. I'm going to do half because a lot of stuff happens really fast. We got Uryu, we got Orihime, Kon, Grand Fisher. We obviously got Renji. We obviously got Byakuya. This is obviously a Getsuga Tensho. That looks like an ultimate, to be honest. We obviously got Chad, Rukia. So yeah, obviously I'm not gonna go over the whole trailer because I feel like the trailer just kind of goes through the gamut of all the characters, right? It just looks really, really cool. We got Zangetsu here. Again, overall style of the game looks really fire. We got a clip here from what looks like either an ultimate for like either an ultimate or a cutscene. This could be a thing where Ichigo has multiple ultimates depending on the maybe costume or whatever you have, because obviously Ichigo in the later in the series he gets his hollow mask that he could control. This specific version looks like the version that fought Byakuya, but again I could be wrong. But like the way it's only on part of his mask or part of his face, the creepy smile with the Bankai and all that, it looks like the version that happened when he fought Byakuya. So either that's a cutscene or an ultimate, because clearly there are moments in here. Again, we have gameplay here, which looks really cool. And another thing, we're on top of the visuals, bro. Look at this environment, dude. Like the clouds and everything, the sunset, the dynamic coloring, dude. It is gorgeous to look at. Obviously, this is the hill where Rukio is going to be sacrificed. I'm assuming this is going to be like maybe a boss battle or something. We got Byakuya's Bankai. Again, looks really sick. Got him. So yeah, overturn the tide of battle. Yeah, so it looks like obviously, like I was mentioning before, the longer in battle or the more damage that you take, the more like likely you have to do like a big ultimate or something, or the stronger your attack could be. Maybe for Ichigo, if you do an ultimate a little bit too early, he just goes into the crazy hollow mode, and then maybe later on, if you take too much damage, maybe you go into the full hollow mask form or Vassal Lord, whatever you want to do, right? Whatever, we'll see. It's still early on. But very interesting stuff so far gameplay wise from the little bits that we got. We got Ichigo and Renji. The thing was, it was hard to see all this stuff through the trailer. Like obviously we got this part, which I believe, yeah, the way he hollow fight here, I'm pretty sure is the way he hollow fight against Ulquiorra. Like when Ulquiorra is always telling him, take out the mask, show me your power. And then Ichigo's like, alright, finally, Urahime is safe, let me take out the mask. So I think this is that animation style. So again, obviously we're going up to at minimum the Ronka arc, which is not even a theory, it is confirmed. And obviously if you're confused on why the Getsuga Tensho is gold, again, like I mentioned before, the new art style, and I think it's more in line with the manga with Kubo, like right here. I think this is basically a Getsuga Tensho from his Shikai, even though he's fighting Renji. They basically said, or the new anime style in Thousand Year Blood War, Ichigo has a gold Getsuga Tensho. And then obviously in Bankai, he has a black, which obviously we still have. But they changed it, because again, I know some people that, obviously if you're a Bleach fan, you're probably watching the new anime. But in the old anime, the Getsuga Tensho was blue, right? It was famous, his Shikai and all that was blue, while his Bankai was black and red, right? So that's why, again, very much in line with what the producers were talking about with the actual, stuff with the new anime. Again, so in terms of story, another thing that I'll mention is that in that same producer interview, they did confirm it is from the substitute Shinigami arc all the way until Arrancar. Now, I personally think it's a bit of a half and half in terms of how I feel about that. For one, it's the first Bleach game in a decade since Soul Resurrection, so I'm cool with it. And we still get a ton of hype moments. Obviously, we'll still get, Mugetsu Ichigo / Final Getsuga Tensho. We'll get Vassal Lord, we'll get Ulquiorra, we'll get all of Ulquiorra's forms, we'll get Grimmjow, all the Espada, Kendo, Kenpachi, Stark, Halibel, like, we'll get all of that stuff, right? But, obviously, with the Thousand Year Blood War hype, I feel like a lot of people are going to be wanting to play, especially by Core 3, which we'll get a trailer, I think, today by the time this video comes out, I don't know when. But people are really excited for the Thousand Year Blood War, and that anime, where we're going into now, has a lot of new Bankais and stuff for a lot of captains that people love, but we probably won't see that in this first version of the game, at least at launch. They also talked about how they focus as much as they focus on the art direction as they did on the story and obviously the fighting. So while I do hold out hope that we get DLC versions of like, end series Ichigo and all that stuff, and who knows, maybe they adjust it by the time launch happens, but seems like they're pretty dead set on ending this first game on the Arrancar arc. But maybe we'll get DLC characters if they don't want to adapt the story. Who knows? I doubt it. But you know, if we support this game and the game is actually pretty decent and good, and we get a sequel, then maybe they can follow up this game with a Rebirth of Souls 2, and we get the 1,000 Year Blood War and all that stuff. So yeah, while I'm half on it, it is what it is. But they confirmed that for now that it goes up to Aizen. So we still got a lot of content and hype characters. So now moving on to something else, we got Steam. Steam is already up on here. You can wishlist it. We got some new screenshots of like in-game stuff. This looks really beautiful. So obviously we got a shot of Uryu looking awesome. He's wearing the glove. That's specifically the glove he used against Mayuri, where he can snap it off to do the one-winged thing. We got, bro, one thing I can't overstate is the gorgeous sky, dude. The skies look phenomenal. So we got, looks like Rukia doing, what is this, Sokatsui or Byakurai or something like that? It's one of the Hados, I think. I don't know if it's Sokatsui though, but yeah. Because I know Rukia loves spamming that damn move. Another gorgeous shot of her. Gorgeous shot of Ichigo on the, looks like still on the cliff when he's fighting Byakuya. Iconic Bankai pose. We got our boy Renji. Man, the biggest L for me is that Renji got the biggest, meanest glow up. He got the biggest, meanest glow up in the 1,000 Year Blood War, and we're gonna get old Bankai Renji, dude. Oh no, it's fine though. I mean, in a game it's gonna be cool, but y'all know what I mean. Man, he gets such a glow up. He's still cool as hell though. Clash between Bankai Ichigo and Renji. Remember, this is Renji with the goggles too, so this is obviously they're still showing, it's still early in development, so this isn't even like Bankai Renji has like the white, like, like bandana basically. Another bit of gameplay. That's what basically the screenshot I showed earlier, and then another shot of him doing a, looks like another Getsuga Tensho or an ultimate or something. Moving down, we actually got some gameplay, some gifs. So at the top here, looks like we have Ichigo. God, that looks like an intro. Looks like a counter into that. I know that move looks familiar. I think it's like in Jump Force and stuff. I forget what they call it. God, Ichigo looks like the graphics look so good in this game. Awaken the blade within you and reverse your fate. Powerful sword blade counter from the legendary. I think it's like the same stuff that we read on the website. So then after Ichigo, we got Uryu spamming bows, and nice little detail. God, okay, so this is how you know they're paying attention to detail. So obviously the Soul Reapers kind of just, they can just stand on the air, right? It looks like Uryu is doing, he has like those little like shrifts. I don't know what they're called, I forget. But it's basically so Quincy's could stand on it. It looks like Renji is also standing on something like that too. So I don't know if it's attention to detail or that's just how it looks when they're standing in the air. So there might be a meter or something for you to fight in the air. Because remember, like I said, characters fly in Bleach and stand in the air. They have the, the teleports and all that stuff. So Sonido and all that. So this could be like a meter or something that you can do to like stay in the air and fight in the air. So again, looks really cool. Then you have Rukia doing that thing, like that looks like the Sokatsui, so maybe the other one's like the Byakudai or whatever. So Rukia doing a lot of what's it called? Hado moves. And she also looks like she did like a stun, like she goes in, stuns him, and then does that. So like part of a chain. And finally, our boy, we get a Bankai animation. So it looks like Ichigo's obviously going in his Bankai form, looks like a transformation mid-battle or something. And obviously with the tagline here, the more desperate the situation. Like I said, I think it's just standard fighting game stuff where like the further you get into the battle, you can use meter or whatever to transform or do an ultimate. Online PvP, shared split screen. Yeah, and I think if I am correct, that's about it when it comes to Bleach Rebirth of Souls. At least for now, I think that's all we have to cover at the moment. Obviously the game just got announced, but yeah, there's a decent bit of stuff. Hopefully this keeps you up to date. I will be updating the channel with this game. This game will be part of the rotation along with Sparking Zero and stuff. Let me know how hyped you are for the first Bleach game in a decade. Sound off in the comment section down below. Are you excited? Are you hyped? Who do you want to see? Who do you want to play as? For me personally, the person I want to play as the most is probably Vasto Lord Ichigo. Even more than Final Getsuga Tensho, the horns, the rawness, the sound effects, the Sero he does, the Grand Race Sero, whatever, or that he stomped Ukiura with. All of that stuff is just so raw. I cannot wait to see that in this new game. Because honestly, this game visually looks on par with Sparking Zero. And Sparking Zero looks to be one of the best looking anime games ever. Which again, makes me just question what the hell happened with JJK Curse Clash. But at this point, not going to beat a dead horse. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll see you all later. Peace out, everybody.